This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are thrilled to once again return to the gateway to the West, the proud city of St. Louis, Missouri. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Steamers of St. Louis.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff.
And he made both sides happy last week, didn't he?
Yeah, 3-3.
I mean, his guys, they caught 3 touchdown passes, but he threw 3 interceptions. Got to get off of that schneid and get back to just throwing touchdown passes and taking care of the ball better.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards on the game's first play, and a quick first down.
Play action here on the first play from scrimmage. They want to see how the linebackers are going to react. Are they looking to stop the run? Or are they going to sit back in coverage? A really nice job there of going in attack mode early, and they pick up a quick first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
That is caught by Lamb.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
The 22 more yards there and another first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now a first carry here for their running back. Fighting through. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 more yards there and another first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
We go tonight.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll try the air now with Goff. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Cowboys will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Now, this is a crew. They've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They'll be led out by their new quarterback, first-year signal caller out of South Carolina.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
48-yard line. 19. Panther 60. Panther 60. Street.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
25 yards there on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Come on.
And he's going to use his legs here.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels and picking up some nice yardage.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there.
With his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steamers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
And now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming.
The offense will line up for
The quarterback will keep it himself. And he'll get in. And they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
They juked him. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys.
Sitting at first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Gone. He'll find McMillan here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
A gain of 19 yards. That's good for a Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
A tight one. 8-7 our score after one on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff.
Open man, right side, it's Lamb.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 3.
They'll give up the middle to Johnson.
Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Lamb will go in motion.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Now he's able to break to 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Again, it's Johnson. Oh, fighting off the defender. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
To throw is Goff.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Cowboys are able to move back in front.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
York on now for the extra point.
And it's up and good to make this now a 14-8 ball game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Steamers offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And his ability to use his legs has given the defense fits when trying to game plan. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing yards by a QB. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
2nd and 1. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And the St. Louis first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Looking to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 18, Pioneer.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 42. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Okay, break. Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Trap 60, trap 60.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again. And this one is incomplete. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Ready? Cavity Lions. Ready?
And they'll run on the inside handoff. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar, and the deficit will stay at 2 field goals.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
CD, you remember John Elway?
Oh, boy. How could I forget John Elway and how many NFL defenses? So glad he's no longer throwing the ball around.
Well, Elway threw for 51,475 yards, and we just saw him go past that number for career passing yards.
That means his career now is memorable as John Elway's, and that's a pretty significant accomplishment.
Man, what an accomplishment it is. Congratulations. And he's still doing it. Still doing it at a high level. From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Here's Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's going the other way. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be second down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Here's 2nd and 8. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Ready.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Here we go. Set.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Second and 6.
Trap 60. Trap 60. Panther 60. Panther 60. Ready.
Back to throw again.
That's complete. It's Brian Thomas.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Let's go now.
First down.
Cowboy 80.
1st and 10 at the
18,
12-yard
right
line.
here. 19, Lion. Warrior 70.
Back to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
Now, faster.
Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
The Cowboys 3-yard line.
From the 3, 2nd and a yard.
18, Rattler. 18, Cardinal. 18, Cardinal. Panther 11. 19 tight. Let's go.
They'll drop to throw.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. It's their quarterback in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Steamers have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead into the locker room.
The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2.
Ready.
They're going to keep it on the ground. But he is not going to make it into the end zone. They stop him short, so they'll add only 6 as we come up on halftime.
So the late touchdown ties things as they will kick this one away in the final stages of the half.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
So we are deadlocked at the break here, and the EA Sports Halftime Report starts now. Here's Scott Hansen.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. We are into Week 8, and we're starting to get a sense as to who are the haves and who are the have-nots. Let's get into it. Our look around the league starts now with a matchup of contrasting styles. And this is the home team's quarterback. Part of a big game for him, 3 total touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 passing. The Monarchs move their mark to 7-1, looking good as they get the win. Why don't we move on now and check in on another big mid-season matchup? And this is Xavier Leggett. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Panthers come away with a victory. They win by 6. One more to tell you about. We go to Jacksonville, the Jags hosting the LA Chargers. And it's Ladd McConkey. He was absolutely electric. This one of 3 touchdown grabs for him in the game. The Chargers get a 2-touchdown victory, 35-21 the final. And with that, a look here at the rest of the action in Week 8 around the NFL. Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break, as we send you back out to the stadium with Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's second in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Now they run the option on second down. And he goes out right around the 39. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's third down. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice game.
Now, I like that he knew that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete. They bring their punter out there now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Defensively, they were in the 3-4. Solid run up the middle. What made it successful?
Well, what you have to do is control the nose guard, but sometimes you don't do it by blocking him. You do it by influencing him. Get him moving to one side or the other and hit him back on the opposite.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
From the 38 now, here's a 2nd and 4. They go to Johnson again. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Play action. It's gone.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
A partner that locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Goff. Over the middle, it's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
To the right side, hauled in by McMillan.
Only able to gain a couple there. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Now Goff.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And the Cowboys are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And the Cowboys first down. First and goal at the 10-yard line.
Now Goff. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon.
And the Cowboys have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this 3rd quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the second half.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is now 21-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Touchdown!
A big play there.
His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steamers have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the 3rd.
They've done a good job of holding him down in the first half, but he explodes for a big one right there.
Yeah, I've got an image in my head of him being surrounded by a bunch of people, really, with ropes and other things trying to keep him locked in. But eventually they got tired, too. And just as you noted, he broke out.
And it's a guy that usually you can only keep down for so long.
The offense will line up for a
The quarterback will keep it himself. And he will not get there as the try for 2 is unsuccessful. And they will remain down by a point. Well, they went for the lead there, and remember, that's the second 2-point try they haven't converted on. So those 2 extra points, if they had those, they'd be winning.
And I think the reason they're going for it here is that they were unsuccessful the first time. So when you miss the first time, you're now in a position where you're chasing points. And in this case, it didn't work out well for them at all.
So here are the Cowboys to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Goff now to throw. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Here's Goff. Over the middle, complete. That's Ferguson. And he'll go down, and and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Goff now looks to throw. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 11.
180!
Now it's Goff. He sets to fire deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
And even 100 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. They're going option play on 3rd down.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Boy, you know, some plays you can just sort of tell they're not going to work from the start, and that was one of them right there.
Yeah, I mean, he had every option taken away, and so all that was left for him to do was to try and keep it himself, but even he knew that he had nowhere to go. And
his kick is absolutely perfect. And they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Dallas offense set for this next drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
Back to throw. Goff. Screenplay. Johnson. The ball comes out.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Ready? Cowboy 80.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready? Go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Touchdown! It's the fullback. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Steamers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the fourth quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
And he finds his way into the end zone as the lead moves to 10.
Now, during that run, an injury here, we got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
Looking to put a drive together. From the gun, here's Goff. He'll find his man on the comeback route, complete.
Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Here's Goff. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Now 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Goff. Looking middle, and he finds McMillan. He's to the 15. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. York now for the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And finally stopped, but what a return all the way down to the 40.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
Hands it off out of the gun. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10.
40-yard line.
Come on. Set. Viking 18. Panther 11.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Thomas brings it in. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Brian Thomas, 40 yards. And the Steamers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
They're going to try and run. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is.
28.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a heck of a move. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So Jared Goff in the offense. Down by 9. A minute 55 remaining. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Goff. The killer here, it's complete. Here's a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 27.
Goff. To the left side, he's got McMillan. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Well, this crowd doing their best to make a lot of racket. It's 3rd and 5.
We go tonight.
Goff now to throw. This is caught by McMillan. And he will have a Cowboys first down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. That's complete to Lamb. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of 18.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
Now it's Goff.
They'll find McMillan here.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Goff now looking to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
And here now the offense heading back out there.
And they look to cash in. Excellent field position. 4-yard line, 1st and goal.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. The drive will start with an option going left. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
He'll decide to keep this once more. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now.
Well, so much for that possession.
Yeah, I think he tried to do a little too much there, partner. He tried to keep it himself. Ended up getting buried in the backfield, and that brings up 4th down.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
This to the sideline and over everybody. Incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me.
Out of the gun. Goff.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And that one is incomplete. It stops the clock now with 15 seconds remaining.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Desperation time for Goff on 4th.
That is caught. McMillan with it.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
That's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
Goff.
And that, nearly picked off. It would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
One last throw here for Goff. In trouble, and he's taken down.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the home team here, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll take this loss into the bye as they'll be back in action in Week 10. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.